Salam and welcome. As part of my Amazing Brain workshops and seminars, I've had many delegates who then ask the question, Doc, how do we manage exam stress? And there's various ways, the various techniques that you can use to manage exam stress. Because if you cannot manage your exam stress, then sadly, many people on the day of the exam, they get what is known as a mental block. It means you've studied so hard for your exams, you've prepared everything. But on the day of the exam, you are so freaked out, so stressed out, that the brain actually shuts down. Because when you are intensely stressed out, when there's stress in your body, the stress releases adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, and those are known as the fight or flight reactions. When you have fight or flight reactions, blood comes out from the brain and it goes to your muscles because your body is getting prepared to run from the danger or to fight the danger. So when you are highly stressed out, your brain is no longer functioning properly because blood is moving from the brain to go to the muscles to give you extra energy in case you need to run away from that lion or to run away from the stress or to fight the stress that is in front of you. So remember, stress is very bad for the brain. It actually causes brain fog. So there are certain techniques that you can use to manage your exam stress, and different techniques work for different people. But on the day of the exam, remember a few simple tips that you can do that immediately, and this you must practice at home. Practice at home whenever you are stressed out. Remember, deep breathing and mindfulness is very important. There's a way to do deep breathing. What you do is, and you practice this at home. Let me just off this fan for a while, so in case you can just hear me properly, right? So the deep breathing exercises, I will just go through this slowly. You take a deep breath, you breathe in, and you stop. You count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you breathe out. And then you stop. You don't breathe in again. Then you count to 10 or 5. Start off initially with 5. You can't manage. You don't breathe in, right? So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you breathe in deeply. Take a deep breath in, right? So initially you just start off with 5. So the technique is as follows. You breathe in, you count to 5. You breathe out, you count to 5. You breathe in again. That's one cycle. Then you try and extend it to 10. So you breathe in deeply, then you count to 10. Then you breathe out maximally. Take all the blood, all the air out of your lungs and your diaphragm. But you don't breathe in again. You count to 10. And then you breathe in again, deeply. Some people can manage when they're counting 20 or even 30. But start off with 5. That is known as you practicing deep breathing and mindfulness. Focus on the now. Focus on what is happening now. Relax your mind, body, heart, and soul. You can do this sitting on the floor on a mat. You can do this while you're sitting in your chair. But remember, put yourself into this. Practice deep breathing at home. So on the day of the exam, it becomes a habit. Anytime you're stressed while you're traveling in the car or the bus or the train, practice deep breathing and your brain will thank you for it because the deep breathing is supplying your brain with powerful, powerful oxygen, fresh air, because the bases of the lung, the lower parts of the lung, known as the anatomical dead space, that is filled with old air. Right? You need to get all that old air out because that is just filling the anatomical dead space. It's just taking up unnecessary space. So you need to get rid of all that old foul air. And the only way to do that by deep diaphragmatic breathing, and then you're filling your lungs with fresh, powerful air, and your brain is already powerful and alert. Second, take regular breaks to relax your mind. Your brain needs a break, so be kind to your brain. Talk about your worries with friends or family. If something is really bothering you, maybe your friend told you something that hurt you emotionally. Maybe one of your friends, what your youngsters call it, youngsters I think they call it ghosting. Where they stop communicating with you for some reason. And you get really, really upset and you're worrying now, what did you do? Why is this person upset for you? Maybe there's online bullying. Now with online, there's a lot of bullying with youngsters. Maybe that is what's going on. So whatever that's concerning you, speak to friends or family or speak to your teacher or necessarily go to the principal. Try and get those things out of the way. Avoid negative self-talk. Focus on what you can control. Don't focus on what is out of your hand. You can focus on how you're going to study. You can't focus on what the exams questions are going to be. The type of exam questions is out of your control. So don't worry about what questions are going to come. You can do nothing about that. What you can control is the book that's in front of you. You got control over which chapters you're going to study based on your experience of your past exam papers. So reflect on the past exam papers, see which are the popular questions or topics, make sure you've done that, and then go into the exam with a powerful positive mindset, right? And remember, stress is normal. It is normal. In fact, in some cases, stress is good. A mild stress is always positive. You've got to have a bit of that stress. In fact, a little bit of stress gives you a little bit of adrenaline, which actually makes you perform much better. You can't go into an exam hall like a sheep, totally lackadaisical, not worrying about it. No, then you're not going to do well. So you've got to have a little bit of stress, and that's going to put you in peak performance because now you're ready. You're going boom, 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 right? But don't let that stress overpower you. That is the secret, right? But a little bit of stress, that is good. And in fact, that is also welcome and is actually necessary for peak performance, whether it is fitness or whether it is mental fitness, physical fitness, emotional fitness, or spiritual fitness. I wish you all the best for your exams. Stay well, stay focused, stay mentally strong. Alhamdulillah.